My name's Ryan. I just turned 44 years old a couple of weeks ago. I live in Whistler, British Columbia, Canada. I've been here for over 20 years. I've spent the better part of that 20 years working for a luxury hotel in the heart of the Whistler Village. It's a special property, always has been, has an amazing team behind it. I started with the hotel in the housekeeping department, worked my way up to the general manager role, which I've held for the past 5 years. I've learned just about everything I know about people, customer service, and business from the hotel. I owe it everything. Um, it's allowed me to live a good, comfortable life. However, I am seeing more and more gray hairs popping up in my beard, and it's making me realize I'm not going to live forever. And I need to go live my life while I still can, while I have my health and the ability to go do it. Um, it's important to make time to do what you love most in this life. Although I do get a fair amount of time to pursue my interests, it just never feels like enough time. And time is the only thing we can't replace or buy more of. So I've decided it's time for a new chapter in my life, and I have resigned from my position as general manager at the hotel. This is my last week of work. After that, I'm officially unemployed. It's a scary prospect as I'm so used to having a regular income. Um, I really am worried about not having enough money to pay the bills, but as many people have told me, if you run out of money, you can just go back to work, and they're right, of course. Um, I shouldn't let that fear stop me from living out my dreams, at least for a little while. Um, Nothing stays the same. The only constant is change. Since my first day with the hotel to now, my personality's changed, my interests have changed, my priorities have changed. I think I've grown at least a little bit as a person. And I can't help but wonder what opportunities and adventures are waiting for me out there. It's definitely a risky move, and I'm very nervous about the unknown, but I'm also very excited. I love snowboarding. I love fly fishing. I love camping and hiking, hunting, any adventure, and just generally being in the outdoors. My loose plan for this time off is going to be to head down to Montana for the 1st of July. I've never been. I've always wanted to see Montana and fish the beautiful rivers and world-class fishing it has to offer. I have until mid-August to do that trip. Then I'm going to turn around, come back home to Whistler, reset, and then I'm going to head up north to Smithers, northern British Columbia, where I'm going to chase steelhead from the 1st of September till mid-October. There might be a couple hunting opportunities in there as well, but we'll see how that goes. I go to Smithers every fall, every year for a couple of weeks. Um, I love the Bulkley Valley, and I never want to leave, but I always have to come back to work. This year I've set aside 6 weeks to fish up there, and for the first time I've actually rented accommodation, so maybe I'm getting a bit old to live in a tent down by the river for 6 weeks, but it's going to be nice to have a warm, dry place to come home to every night and take a shower in the mornings. After that, I have the rest of October and November just to dedicate to deer hunting. This is going to play an important part of my plan, as without a regular income, I certainly don't want to be spending all my money at the grocery stores, especially on meat. It's so expensive these days. So the more successful of a hunting season I can have, the more meat I can put in the freezer, the better off I'm going to be. Um, After that, if I can afford it and it all works out, I really want to go back to Japan for the winter snowboarding. Me and some friends went this past winter for 2 weeks. Had an amazing time. I fell in love with the mountains, amazing snowboarding conditions, and it would just be amazing to be there for the whole season and actually get to experience all the powder that falls. Um, Fell in love with the people and the culture. They're so friendly and helpful, and the food was delicious, and everyone was welcoming, and man, it was just pleasant every day. So I really see myself doing a few more months there, and barely even scratch the surface. So I want to go back and immerse myself and do some more exploring. So really looking forward to that as well. Maybe it's an ambitious plan overall, but I've dreamt about it for so long. I've been working up to this. I didn't want to do this irresponsibly or underprepared, so I've done everything I can to set myself up for success. Um, Simply comes down to how much time I have left in life. and how do I want to spend that time? Life is short, and if I could go on this trip, then why shouldn't I? I think I owe it to myself to live the fullest life possible. I believe everybody does. If it all goes well and I can provide some inspiration and some encouragement to others, then all the better. Um, so yeah, feel free to tune in. I have no idea where I'm going, no idea what to expect when I get there, but I'm going to try and make this the best time of my life, something I can look back on. No regrets, know that I chased my dreams. Um, and I went and did what makes me happy. And I think that's the most important part.